Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was trying to do something. Hello. Welcome to Dead Vision Entertainment. I'm Batgirljamie.
I'm Joshua Danger. Oh, shit.
Today's video is going to be a new type of video that we're going to do because we like to do these kinds of videos and we wanted to do something a little different for y'all. We want to give you guys a little something different.
Yes, on the difference of buying physical and digital media.
We want to do the pros and cons of physical and digital.
Okay.
Video games, basically. We want you guys to be able to know all the pros and cons and some little tips that we have.
I'm actually going on to our YouTube real quick. So
I am going to share this in a few seconds after I save it. I was uploading the thumbnail that I made. Okay. We want to talk about what we prefer and why and different tips we have. Because there's some things that you might not know about that might be worth it. And that you might not know you can do with your system. Some things that you might need to know about. Now we're going to share this really quickly.
I'm trying to share it with as many people as I can.
Okay, I'm sharing it on Dead Vision's Twitter. All right, guys. I am going to share this to our friends really quickly.
And just to let you guys know, this isn't
this is just our opinions.
No,
if you want to sound off with your opinions, let us know.
I was gonna say this isn't just about physical versus digital media in modern console systems, but even dates back to buying retro also. So
this is just tips that we forgot for it. But I got to bring up our comments. If you like these types of videos, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you can come back and talk to us more about video games or records or music or whatever topic we're talking about at the time. Our topics are always different. We're going to give you tips on things that you can do that you might not know about that we figured out. And in the comments, in the description, we have our Twitch accounts. His is TwistedJ81 and mine is the Batgirljamie.
And I've also got the Dead Vision Entertainment official.
We don't really use that one, so we're gonna.
I actually do use it a little bit here and there, but not very often.
We're gonna use our separate accounts and video game, and I might screen record it for that purpose only. What was that?
Just bear with me. Still sending invites out.
Every time I log in, it says Genesee.
Mine always says Otisville, so.
I just logged into our Twitter to share it. Okay, now. I don't know.
Okay, so I think that's. Oh, let's not forget about my friend Mark Taylor.
Where was it at?
There we go. So let's see if there's anybody out there. Okay, so we got one person, which is probably me.
Okay. So basically, right now, I've got the thumbs up going. Okay, we're good. All right. One thing I like, we both have Xboxes.
And Retron 2s.
I have a Retron too, but I really don't use it that much. But the thing I like about the Xbox versus the PlayStation 3 or the back console before it is it's better for digital because you can
you pretty much have to download your games, even if you buy a physical.
You can download your games, but you can add a thumb drive. You can add one of those portable hard drives, a USB hard drive, which is called an external hard drive. You can add that to your Xbox.
Yeah. Which is a great idea because you absolutely need the space for it.
You can, and nowadays it's only like $100 for like a lot of memory, for like 4 gigs of memory, and that's enough to get you going.
Yeah. And they do have USB hubs that actually go through up to 12 gigs. Those are like almost $300.
But most people don't need that.
Actually, 4 to 5 terabytes could actually get by for.
Actually, 4 terabytes is enough because most people aren't going to download every game under the sun. And another thing that's really great about digital, you don't have to go to the store for the game.
Exactly.
And if you don't want to put a credit card on it because you're afraid your kid is going to use it when you're not allowed, we have you can buy them.
Which has happened with a few.
You can give them an Xbox card and say, "Hey, this is your allowance. This is how much you get to spend."
Exactly.
Whenever you want them to be able to give them a game, you can do it that way. That way, they're not spending money they shouldn't. The only thing I have a gripe about is those games that like Fortnite that are free. They're not free. They're freemium. Freemium means if you want to do anything special in the game, you have to pay for it. So they make all this special, attractive shit in the game that you need to look cool. Otherwise, when you're playing with your friends, otherwise you look like a tool.
Well, Fortnite's not the best example for that because Fortnite, you basically pay for the best weapons. Which
Fortnite, basically, if you don't pay for it, you don't get all that stuff.
Is complete opposite.
You don't get any of this. What do you call them? Skins or whatever. You don't get any different skins. You get like 1 or 2 choices of skins, and that's it. And if you don't buy anymore, and the skins are like $25. That's my gripe. Is the premium stuff, and the stuff you buy in that game is expensive.
Oh, of course it is. And sometimes it's and sometimes it's actually better. Sometimes it's actually better to go out and buy that
game and play it. Well, actually, you have to anyway, because you can't play the game at all without Xbox Live.
But I was also going to say, or PlayStation Platinum or whatever you call that.
The platform. But that's the game. That's the only gripe I have about that game. Is it costs. You can't play it without having Xbox Live. You can't play it at all without Xbox Live. And you can't get certain. You can't do anything. You don't earn anything really in that game that much. But you have to buy a lot of this stuff in the game. That's my only gripe about the game.
Yeah, but also the other downside of it, is basically you have grown ass people that are actually sponsored by
Yeah,
that
well,
game that
and
want you to grind in that game and want you to buy the stuff. Which there's some really good people in that, but there's like people that are like, oh, let's just get these guys some money.
the thing I like about digital versus the disc is you don't have to worry about the disc getting ruined.
Not even about the disc. Like in this concept, yes, it is about the disc.
So the only thing about not buying it digitally versus the game is the games. I know this is for a fact on the Xbox because he's borrowed my games before. If you don't have the disc, you can't play it.
Exactly.
They will not let you play it because it's not attached to an account that you paid for the game for. So, and the cons about buying, like me and Twisted J can't, let's like say, oh, I have that game, I'll let you borrow it, and I'll borrow one of yours and trade off. That's the only downfall of physical,
exactly.
not having physical.
Like I've got a handful
this
of my own
generation will never know how much fun it was to just trade games with your friends.
Exactly. Like I have my handful of games like this. Like Rocksmith Remastered. Holy shit. My cousin.
Is that? But that's kind of a downfall of it. But then again, you don't have to store the disc. You don't have to worry about the disc being stolen. You don't have to worry about the disc accidentally getting broken. You don't have to worry about misplacing it. You can't find it. You just got it there.
Oh, shit. Come on. Hold on.
Who won't quit calling?
My cousin.
So that's kind of one thing I like about it.
Like I said, I got Halo 5, Titanfall 2 is what I meant. And Madden 17, I think it is. And all of those games really didn't cost me much money.
Sometimes it's cheaper to buy physical.
Sometimes it is, yes, but majority of my collection, if I turned on my Xbox right now, majority of my collection would actually be digital stuff. Like I think the most expensive game on this that I paid for was probably my Rocksmith copy.
Yeah.
Because I think I only paid like $40 for that. And
I'll show you guys what games I have. These are the only games I bought. And I bought these when I bought my Xbox. I haven't really physically bought anything. This is the only one I haven't played yet. Crash Bandicoot. It's the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Injustice 2, which I played the shit out of. This, which I played the shit out of, which is Sonic Racing. This game, which is a little bit hard, Kingdom Hearts 3. And this game, which is absolutely ridiculously fun. But my thing is, we both pay for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is your Game Pass and your
technically
$10, and then that gives you your Xbox Live for half off, which it makes it $5.
Technically, you've only got Xbox Game Pass regular, but with the Xbox Live deal.
No, I actually went and bought the cards for Xbox Ultimate Game Pass Ultimate.
Okay, and the other thing about, and I was actually going to say the other thing about that, if you buy the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for per month or anytime after that, or for the year or whatever, yeah, you automatically get the PC. You basically get the PC.
You get Game Pass for the
Game Pass for
Windows
PC
computer.
So basically, instead of actually paying an extra $10 a month or $10 or $5 a month for that Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, or I think it's like $10 a month. So basically, instead of paying $25, you're paying $15 a month. Or God, I want to say
and then you can get games on your computer too. Because I got Sea of Thieves on my computer for Game Pass.
Which honestly, I don't have that big of a hard drive on mine, but the one I do have on my actual desktop right now, is only a 2 terabyte, which
Well, you're not gonna play a lot of games on there anyway.
Exactly.
You
Like
got the
the
Xbox.
only games I play on my PC are basically GTA, and I think I do still have Flight Simulator. Even actually, I think I deleted that.
But I
And
got. I'm going to play. We're going to try to do on the PC
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of
That
Thieves.
was the other one I was actually that I kept on there because I started playing that the other day on PC, and I kind of know
Just gotta
I
figure out if I need a controller or if I can do it with the keyboard.
It's easier if you play it with a controller because keyboard's kind of so-so.
Wonky.
It's if you're not used to playing PC games on a keyboard, it is a little wonky.
I don't really have a controller for my computer, but I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, you can actually just grab your Xbox controller, plug it into your USB port, or just find a USB charger cable, and just go with it. That's all you need. That's another thing that I actually like about the PC version too, but that's another story for another day.
So that's why I like the PC a little bit because there's a lot of different stuff you can do with the PC. That I like the Xbox and the PC. I've been playing PC games. I'm kind of into what games am I into? I've been playing Town City and Village Builder and Trailer Park Boys. Those are the games I've really been playing. Those are the games I play.
Yeah, like most of the games I play are a little bit more demanding on the graphics card. Like even Sea of Thieves, I'm like, I actually unplugged my monitor. I actually unplugged my monitor so I could do this video without having all the background noise on it.
But like I said, that there's a lot of the one thing I really like about the digital and about having Game Pass Ultimate is you get your free games that you can download to whatever you're playing it on for Xbox, and you can get whatever they got that you like and you can play it, and then when it's off there, if you still like it, you still play it, you can go buy it.
Oh
But
yeah,
then you
of
know you
course.
like it before you pay big money for it.
But since we're off topic a little bit, most of the games that I buy, like I should let everybody know this. I usually go on and I buy my games when they're severely discounted, which this is the big plus
He looks
about
for
digital.
sales.
Yes, the big plus on digital. Every week you have a different, like you have a group of like different gaming companies that have a sale on their games. Big plus compared to actually going to a store
When you
and
go to
saying,
the
"Oh,
store,
that
they
game's
don't have those
$60,"
sales.
or that game's, or if you
The game
want the
might be
deluxe
the
edition,
game might be
it's
$20 for sale
like
on Xbox
$80 or
Live.
$70. Some games, like I bought here's a bundle deal I bought that I bought Mortal Kombat 11 and Injustice Legendary Edition. I
I love
bought both,
Injustice. That's like
and
my game. That's the
but
game I played the
I bought
most.
Mortal Kombat 11, and I think it was the deluxe edition, and I basically got $120 worth of games for freaking 40. Okay,
See,
so
if you went to the store and bought those two games, you'd be paying $120
probably
because
closer to
there's no sale on
125 or
those in the
130.
store. They can't have
Not
those
to
flash
mention,
sales in the store.
an extra $20 in gas getting to that store.
So it'd cost you $140 because you'd have to pay for the gas to get there.
Actually, it's probably closer to $150 for those two games. And why would you pay $150 for two games when
No,
you could
that's
just
why
sit
you
at home,
get it
download
done.
it for free, or download it to your Xbox or PS4 or console for $40, like $40 plus tax, roughly. which is like
That's
$2,
good.
I think. Like $2.50 added tax to it. So by the time you're literally saving money. So like I said, every company throws discounts out at different times, and they're always trying to get somebody to buy their game, which big plus on that. That's the one
Because
thing I
because they can give it to you for digital because they don't have to pay for all the packaging.
exactly.
All
And
that packaging on the disc costs them money that they have to charge you for.
but I was gonna say the other thing about digital versus physical, if you let's say the other thing about physical copies, sometimes you come across rare physicals. Very rarely you do, but nowadays, especially nowadays, you have very few.
The only downside to buying digital versus physical is when you're really bored of the game, you can't trade it in and get money towards another game.
Exactly. But the other thing I was actually going to say about that was I honestly sometimes buying physical versus digital, the price of a game's going to go up in price if you buy physical, especially if it's been 20 years.
Sometimes.
So basically, right now, I've seen the prices on GameCube games skyrocket because it just hit that 20-year goal. Which, like I said, and a lot of games prices are dropping right now. Nintendo's are dropping a little. NES ones are dropping a little bit. Sega Genesis has never went up. Super Nintendo, but like I said, there's only a handful of major companies that are still that are expensive, and the ones that are expensive are like the Sega Saturn stuff, which are ungodly expensive on certain games, unless you buy the Japanese imports.
But
and the GameCube
a lot of
games
those you can't get on digital anyways.
And sometimes you can actually get those older games on the Switch. Like if it's an NES game, you could get it on your Switch.
Then you don't have to worry about paying a big money for the game and having to find one of those old Nintendos to play it.
Exactly.
And hope to God the Nintendo still works.
Which, like I said, that's why the Retron, those reboot copy things that we have.
So somebody had the Retron 5 at a garage sale, but they wanted $120 for it.
Retron 5s are expensive, but
they're not that expensive. They're $130.
Yes, but you know what a lot of people do with those? Like I've noticed YouTubers that actually film their like Metal Jesus Rocks being one guy that I'm kind of a fan of, but I'm not a complete super fan of his because he is one of those video game elitist type guys.
That's why I don't like him.
Because he is the kind of guy that will collect a game. He will collect games.
He'll collect them just to collect them, and he won't even use them.
But he will play them
from somebody who really wants to play the game.
But like I said, there's people out there that are like, okay, I'm gonna buy this game because I can. Sometimes
I don't like that because if you don't really want to play it, then don't buy it.
But some people are all about building a collection too.
Yeah, but there's people out there that have like 6 copies of one game, and that's just ridiculous. What about the other 5 people that didn't get it because you hogged all the games that were available?
Also, that could also be translated over to vinyl.
That too.
There are people out there
Zombie.
There are people out there that.
How are you?
There are people out there that will collect.
Hi, DJ.
all all of the collector's editions of albums that have been
And
either
people,
remastered,
you know what bugs
remixed.
me is people that will go out and buy. Okay, say somebody comes out with 5 different versions of their record. They'll go. It's the same record. It's got the same songs, but they'll buy it just because the record looks different.
Exactly, which
That
sometimes that's
annoys
a cool
me.
thing.
Why do you need
But
5 copies of the same record?
that'd be like
Why
me
don't
saying,
you leave
okay,
that? Why don't you leave that copy for someone else? You're buying the last copy of it, and there might have been somebody who didn't get any of the copies because you guys hogged them all when you didn't even need them, when you already
yeah,
had
but
one.
you know what? Honestly, I went to a garage sale about a month ago,
Every
and
time
I
I go to a
bought,
garage sale, they want shit.
huh?
Every time I
Well,
go to a
there was
garage sale,
one
they want
out here
shit.
that I went to. There was one out here that I went to that had a handful of like. I had to ask like, hey, do you have any old video games? And I was like, this lady walks up to me. She's like, I've got a box of about 100 games of NES and SNES, and I was like, and I went through that. I was like, I asked her, I was like, I don't really want 100 games for my collection, but she's like, I'd have to charge you $1 a piece for the ones that you would want. And I was like, you know what? Honestly, I'll take it. And I ended up getting it home. I looked at it and I had 2 games sitting on top that I was looking at. One was actually what do you call it? One that was complete in box that I knew was expensive. And that was God, what was the name of that game? It was Chrono Trigger that I already had a copy of, and I was like, you know what? I went and I looked at that, and I was just like, you know what? Honestly, I have a copy of that, not in box, obviously. And I basically said, you know what? I'm gonna go. I looked to see which one was in worse shape because they were both in relatively good shape. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put one of these in the box and I'm going to sell it. Because why do I need 2 copies of that game?
But like I said, we're really not here to talk about retro
But
games.
I'm just saying, retro games is what, but that's the other thing about digital versus physical. Sometimes you don't have to pay that price for something older, which
Sometimes the
that's
older
what I
games,
love about this
sometimes the
generation.
older games are only like $10.
Oh yeah, but there are times when there's Japanese imports of games that are super expensive, which
No, I'm talking
you
about
have
on
to,
digital.
yeah,
Sometimes people won't
which
pay a lot of money for. Most of the time, people won't pay a lot of money for them old games, so they'll sell them to you on digital for like ungodly, like super cheap.
which in the other bedroom that's here, that's not my dad's bedroom. Um, I've literally I've got my original Xbox collection sitting right in there right now. Which, like I said, I've got about 100 Xbox games, which I'm always looking for original Xbox games because sometimes
I'm really just doing the Xbox One games. I'm really not trying to collect too much of the old stuff because I really don't want to invest a lot of money into something that I'm not going to play a
that's
lot.
the other thing. That's the other thing about physical. Like even if you're buying
It takes
physical
up a
movies,
lot of space. That's one reason I don't
yeah,
like
that's what
physical.
I was actually gonna say. Is it takes
That's
up
the whole
a lot
reason
of
we
space.
started doing Voodoo for our movies. We don't have to keep trading them off with each other and then having us not be able to watch them. Then
Exactly.
we can share them and we can watch them whenever we want, and we don't have to give them back to each other.
But on the digital, on the other digital hand, guess what? Now we don't really own the movies, even though we bought the movies.
We own the
Because
movie and we have the right to watch it as many times as we want.
exactly. But if let's say if our Voodoo account went down and under, or Xbox Live went, or
Well,
Xbox
if Voodoo goes down and
PlayStation
under,
went under.
the thing about if Voodoo goes down and under, it's connected to a Movies Anywhere, so all the movies that were there are now on our Movies Anywhere as a purchase. So if we lost that, we'd still have those movies, and it'd still be on Family.
Yes, but I'm also saying, on the other hand, basically, if all of the networks in the world went under, which strong
That's highly
possibility,
unlikely.
it could eventually happen. It could happen. That basically, if the entire network, the cloud, and all of the cloud-based things that we own could disappear.
That's the whole if, but it's probably, but because people pay so much money into Vudu and into sites like that to buy their movies instead of having to store them on a disc. I mean, instead of having to store them on a shelf like I do, then they're making so much money that they really don't need to worry about that, because that site takes a percentage to hold their site and to hold that movie.
Exactly. But
And they make
like
a lot of money for letting them do that. Like, say the store takes 20% of that money, that whatever, however much like the store would take for like a movie when they sell it.
Yeah. Keep going on, Jamie. But like I said, there's a lot of good things that you should know, like tips and tricks. Like, dude, you can always find a decent game on digital for less than what you would pay for it physical at a store.
If you wait, there's eventually a time where that game will be on sale. Eventually.
Exactly. And also the other thing, even during like sales, like
if you're gonna buy physical games, I recommend going on Black Friday.
Exactly.
Black Friday is your best
or
time to
Cyber
get
Monday, or just waiting for that game to go down in price. Period.
Don't be one. You do not have to always buy it right when it comes out and pay the exact highest amount.
Exactly.
Because you always know that if that game doesn't go over well and sell well because people just don't think it's worth that much money, it's going to go down fast anyways. So you don't have to like force yourself to buy it for super expensive.
But that's also why I have a general rule that if I buy a game, I'm generally only going to pay maybe $40 for it. I'm comfortable paying $40 for it.
Because you only have so much money and you can't afford to spend $70 on a game and be broke.
And
you'd be broke. That'd be like all your spending money for
I'm not even saying that.
That would be like all your spending money for 2 weeks.
And that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that
there's a lot of people now these days that can't afford to spend $70 because they have bills.
Exactly. You can always go and pre-order a game,
and teenagers don't really have that money unless they got a job, and they can afford to blow it because they're living on mom and daddy's house and their money's just for play.
Yeah. But like
and
I
a
said,
lot of teenagers can work more than Josh can.
Exactly, but
I'm not even work 25 hours a week, work more than both of them, work almost as much as both of us put together. I think teenagers are allowed to work 25 hours a week.
I don't think they're allowed to work that much, are they?
They can work up to 30 hours a week, actually.
No shit.
I think so, because they can work later on the weekends, and they can work a lot on the weekends.
Good point. But like I said, the whole digital versus physical thing, I always feel like,
especially in the summertime, they can work more, so they have more money to spend. So a teenager working more than us has more spending money because they don't really have bills. They might have a cell phone bill, but that's about it, and maybe a car insurance and gas. Other than that, the rest of it's play money. They can go buy clothes, they can go buy shoes, they can go buy makeup, they can go buy sunglasses, video games, movies, whatever they want. They got it.
Exactly.
That's where a lot of the pre-sales and a lot of the first week purchase games come from. It's people like that.
And I was actually going to say the other downside of buying physical game stores are actually going out of business every day because they can't manage enough money. Look at
Because there's a
GameStop,
lot of people
perfect
that don't
example.
there's a lot of people that don't buy used anymore. If you're gonna buy used, you might as well just go buy a digital.
Exactly. And
And for
sometimes you
two,
can actually get that game for a lot less in price.
sometimes you can
But
get it less on the store, on your Microsoft store or your Sony store for cheaper because then you can't even use because physical holds a little bit more. They have to make physical a little bit more expensive because they have to pay to get that disc
and I've also even learned
when you're buying used.
buying disc-based games, retro games.
A
Sometimes you
lot of
got to
those
pay to have those resurfaced.
a lot of those are really scratched up and don't even play until you get home. You're not gonna know, and if you take it in and it's all scratched up, they're not gonna take it because they're not gonna be sure it's gonna work. And for one thing, it could have disc rot and you don't even know it.
Exactly.
That's
That's the
why.
other thing about
That's why.
physical.
GameCube and PlayStation and old Xbox games that are really old, like from when they first started, are probably most of them. A lot of them are shit now, and they're no good.
Exactly. And I'm lucky enough that I actually have a freaking storage contain freaking lockbox that
The
I
only
keep some of my games in actually.
the only thing about having an old Xbox and trying to is you can't get on the network and buy digital games.
Exactly. Like but sometimes if you're trying to create something like I know there's people out there that are like, dude, I want to build the complete collection or a
But you don't.
collection.
You might want to, but
Where,
you might want to, but really think about it. Is it necessary? Do you have to have this?
but there's guys that have done it, and I would be proud to say if I could have the collection that I want, I would be happy with it.
As long as
And
it's something you're gonna play, and as long as you've got room for it, it's okay. But when you're just doing it to do it because you can, and you're buying it to just buy it,
but
that's kind of,
there's
and you're spending money, then you're not saving money. When you're not saving money and you're blowing all your money on that, that's kind of ridiculous. People, don't be ridiculous about it.
but like I said, there's YouTubers that go out and buy stuff all the damn time. But
Those YouTubers don't really make that much money.
yeah, but sometimes they actually
YouTubers
make.
do not make that much money.
I'm not saying the smaller ones. I'm saying there's ones that go out there and actually do make good money doing
They
it.
don't make that much money.
And
The money they
like
make
I
is
mean
all
high
on
end
the money
YouTubers.
they make is mostly off of I'll tell you to
Yeah,
God's
of
honest
course
truth.
it's mostly merchandising.
The most of the money they make is not from their merchandise, it's from sponsorships.
Oh yeah, but like I said, um,
That's where they get all their money from sponsorships, I'm telling you.
oh
Because all the videos, they have to pay money to do them videos.
yeah, of course they do. Plus, some of them actually work for a network.
You don't want to work for a network. They own you and they take a percentage of your money.
Exactly. But like I said,
Shane
there's
Dawson said that's a
groups.
good word. Shane Dawson once said that's the worst thing you could do as a YouTuber is join a network. Might think
Oh,
you
of
need
course
it,
it
but
was.
that was fine back in the day when YouTube actually paid. But now that YouTube does not pay good and it's really shitty and it takes double the amount of views now to get what you got before.
Yep.
So it's not even worth joining one anymore because
Exactly.
there's nothing backing it anymore.
Exactly. Um, but like I said,
Because they were like those networks were like a management team behind every YouTuber they had.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that management team that was behind Lisa Swartz and Shane Dawson and a few other YouTubers fucked them over when they closed. They lost their money. A lot of YouTubers had to sue them. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
So YouTubers that are doing video game videos are gonna have a hard time if they're paying for a bunch of stuff
Oh,
to
of
do their
course they
videos.
are. But like I said, there's gamers like Mr. Boss, which I'm almost under the impression that he is actually paid by Rockstar or something of that nature,
He
because
might be sponsored by them.
exactly, and he does talk
But
about a lot
if
of
he is
stuff.
sponsored by them, he has to. He might not be. He might not be, because you want to know why? You have to disclose that you're sponsored by them, or you can't do it.
Yeah.
YouTube wants you to disclose your sponsorships. So if they were sponsored by any video game company, they would have to disclose that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I almost got to be a representative for this one company, but they wanted you to buy one of their merches to be able to do it. And I said, fuck that. I want a free merch and go off and give people a discount code for your store. And your stuff wasn't even something I would want to pay money for.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was going to make any money out of it, because it wasn't like something I thought would sell good.
Exactly. Even when I was partly working for blogs and talking about video games, and reviewing video games, that was the other thing that I came across. Like, dude, sometimes they act like you don't know shit. They will act like you don't know shit about the product, but you have to speak good about the product too. And I'm always honest about a product.
My thing is, if I don't like the
And I
product,
will
I'll find something. Even if I really don't like the product, I'll find something good to say about it.
That's what I was actually going to say too. I will find something good about it.
You like about it. And if you can't, then you don't. Then if you can't find anything you like about it, and you're being sponsored for it, then you tell them I gotta see. If I was ever gonna do a sponsorship, I'd say I want the product for free. I want to test the product and see if I even like it before I do it, because I'm not gonna put my name behind a product that I might hate. And lie and say how great it is, and it's not.
You know, most of the time, me and Batgirljamie, we have actually been known as being very, very honest about products.
If we don't like the product,
but hold on, I was actually going to say, Jamie, I was actually going to say, I'm like, dude, honestly, I have, over the last year that I've had my latest Xbox, I have literally said, I'm like, honestly, I have been a fan of these guys. And I'm always rooting for the underdog. Even when I had a PlayStation 3 a couple of years ago, and I was pissed about my Xbox 360 years ago getting fucking broken. And I thought, you know what? Shit happens.
Play video games for too long, they do get broken.
This last year, I've literally probably sucked more dick for Xbox than anybody. And I'm like, honestly, I'm a fan of their product. And I'm like, I've got friends that are fans of their product. And I am always willing to go to bat for them. And it's
I like Xbox. I wasn't sure about it before, but I like it now. They got the Game Pass, and they got where you can get games and you can go live and play. The only thing I'm mad about is Mixer going under and us not being able to go live like that, and have it be so easy on the system.
But like I said,
that's my only
product, I will. If I love a product, I will literally throw them as much
free publicity.
I will give them free publicity
to Xbox and Voodoo all the time, because we like it. And Roku.
But I'm also one of those guys that if I hate a product, like Google Stadia. I will try to find something nice to say about that product.
Google Stadia. I don't even think Google Stadia even made it.
They didn't make it that well because all it was a Chromebook with that you can add video games to.
It was basically a Chrome. It was basically
Chromecast. That's what I meant.
It's basically a Chromecast extended video game thing. But you know what? I only have one gripe about the Roku. I like the Roku. I love the Roku. I just think I will never. This is one reason I'll never own Xbox HBO Max. They refuse to put their stuff on two of the main platforms that people use for streaming.
Exactly.
Who? Roku and Fire. The Kindle, the Fire Stick, the Amazon Fire Stick. They lost 70% of the users that use streaming devices use those to stream. That means they want me to get on my Xbox and get a whole new system out, turn on a whole new system just to play. They're saying, fuck you. No. Because that means that in my bedroom, I cannot watch it. If I'm paying for something, I want to be able to watch it wherever I'm watching TV. And I've got 2 TVs, and I should be able to watch it on both. And if you're not going to give it to me on the device I use, then you're not getting my money. And you got your thing for $15 a month. I'm already paying for 2 or 3 things. I don't need to pay for that too.
Exactly.
And
like I said,
forewarning, if you have Prime and Hulu, and you get the HBO Max, you're not getting all the original content. It's only if you get the HBO Max app. I want you guys to know that, so you guys don't go buying that thinking you're going to get it and then you don't get it.
I'll be honest with you. They don't offer it. I'll be totally honest with you, Batgirljamie. As much as me and you are anti-Apple product, I would rather have Apple TV than HBO Max.
Well, Apple TV's cheaper.
It's like
$8 a month.
I thought it was like $9. But
let me see.
And you get a lot of shit with it.
It's called Apple TV a month, TV Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! You can buy it for $50 a year.
No shit.
It's only $4.99 a month in the U.S.
Actually, that's actually a lot cheaper than Amazon Prime.
Yeah, but you know what else is cheaper? Yeah, but you know what? It's still cheaper than HBO Max. And they have their own original content. And they have...
Well, HBO's always got content for something.
HBO's got their shows. That's basically the only thing that attracts me to it. But they don't even have any shows. If you buy an Apple device, if you buy an Apple TV, you get a year of it for free. Your first year for free.
No shit.
But I'm not going to buy an Apple device because I don't need it because I got the Roku TV. And I'm satisfied with my Roku. But see, the thing about Apple TV is they don't segregate. They let it go on all devices because they want. That's why I go to Roku, because Roku updates and lets you have the new apps. If you go on something like a smart TV, they're limited to what was out the year you bought it.
No, not
and maybe a few extras until it's unable to update. Eventually, it'll be unable to update. I could probably get HBO Max on my smart TV in my bedroom, but my smart TV in my bedroom takes forever to load to the internet. But the thing about digital stuff on your, I like how you can get digital movies on your Xbox too, and you can go on Vudu. You can connect. The thing I like about Xbox Microsoft account is you can go on their movie site, buy stuff, and have it go on your Vudu because they have of the movie It's Anywhere movies that they're selling. So if you get a Movies Anywhere movie, it'll show up on your Vudu account. And then that's why I like the Xbox, because you can use your game. You can buy your digital games and then play them. And when you get sick of them, just delete them, and you can. But when you get rid of them, you don't get rid of them forever. You can get them back, and you don't have to pay money again.
Exactly.
With the digital, you get rid of the physical copy because you're sick of it and you don't use it no more. You have to go pay more money again if you want it back. That's my only thing. That's my reason for liking digital over. That's my one reason for liking digital over physical.
Yeah.
That's one positive to buying digital.
Ugh. But that being said, that's pretty much all the tips that we have for today.
So, if you want to play video games with us, our Xbox Live accounts are linked below, and you can add us if you want. I encourage you to add us. I haven't played on the Xbox in a little bit, but I'm thinking about asking Twisty J to play Sea of Thieves with me.
We will be playing that coming up really, really soon. I don't know when, but it should probably be soon.
It might be tonight.
So, it actually might.
I'm kind of in the mood to play Sea of Thieves with Twisty J. If we do it live, if we do it on the computer and I can figure out how to go on there, and if I can screen record and go live on Mixer at the same time and get it to work, then I will screen record it and I will put it up on this channel so you guys can watch it.
Okay. That too. But remember, stay positive, wear a mask.
Remember, if you got any video ideas for us, hit us up with them. If you got any movies you want us to review, CDs, if you're a music artist, you want to be interviewed by us to get the word out for your music and maybe play a couple tunes on our show, and so people can listen to you and get your name out a little bit more. We're willing to do that too.
Exactly. But you got to figure out how you're going to get onto our show too.
You gotta be able to get on StreamYard to be on our show.
Which, like I said, stay positive, everybody, and
stay safe.
And wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask for you. Wear a mask and save a life.
Because wearing a mask out in public's like wearing a condom when you're fucking a bitch.
But, and what else?
And you know it's always necessary.
Remember, just because remember, be kind to those working in stores that have to ask you to wear a mask. It's not their policy; it's the store's policy. And there's no reason to punch somebody or be mean to or cuss them out for asking you to do that. They're just doing their job, because if their company gets a fine, they might not be able to afford to pay it.
Exactly.
Their company doesn't need to be fined for you not wearing a mask in their store. For 3, be safe. Remember to vote on November 3rd and be positive. Be safe. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Be kind. And we will see you soon. So remember to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Dead Fam if you like these videos. And if you want to be on an episode of our show and you can get on and you want to be part of our party, let us know. Our party show we're going to do soon, where we talk about anything and everything. We want to do that. And remember to hit the subscribe button and become a member of the Bat Fam. Hit the bell so you get notified every time. Give this video a thumbs up if you play video games. And if you want us to add you, comment in the comments your gamer tag for your Xbox if you play Xbox. And we may get you to play with us someday. And what else do you got to say, Twisty?
Just be safe and have a great day, everybody.
And I hope everybody,
I should say.
I hope all of our viewers do not get coronavirus. And I hope y'all stay healthy. And we'll talk to you in our next stream. We love you all and we appreciate you.
Remember, always like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And
remember to subscribe to our separate channels. Mine's Batgirljamie and his is JoshuaDangerExp. And they're all linked on the side of our channel. So you can go find them. And all the people that we support. And remember, go subscribe to our, go check out our friend Alex. He does music reaction videos and some other stuff. And he's really a good person, and he needs some subscribers. So go hit up our friend Alex. It's Alex the Jug or Ajax the Juggalo over there on the side of our channel, and we'd appreciate you checking him out and checking out all the people we got subscribed mentioned there.
But
thank you for watching.
Also, I have actually got to say, I've also got new music out from my band, the Black Channel, out on
look up the Black
most
Channel
digital
on
platforms. Like it's on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple and iTunes for the most part. So if you have any of those, and we're actually working on getting our stuff on Google Play, so feel free to check out our stuff, Black Channel. I've got a couple of demos that I released lately. So have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome.
Be positive. Have a safe week and weekend, and we'll see you in our next video. And stay positive, and remember, treat others the way you want to be treated. Bye.
Later. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.